Traditional poker has Texas Hold'em, seven card stud, Omaha, to name a few. Likewise, sports poker is not just one game. If you've been watching these videos, then you've seen a version of football poker where there's a new hand for every drive, and the hands are made of cards from the football poker drive deck. Here's another kind of football poker. This time, hands start whenever there's a kickoff, and they end when someone scores a touchdown or field goal. This is the next score version of football poker. The hands are also dealt from a special deck of cards, but the next score deck is quite different from the drive deck. We also have sports poker versions for baseball and soccer in the works. A sports poker game can be designed for any sport, but the design process takes some care. So far, that's been my job. The varieties I've described here all involve special decks of cards. To design a good deck of cards for a sport, you need to understand the sport really well. I would not trust myself to design a sports poker deck for cricket or rugby, but I'm a big fan of most of the local spectator sports, and those will suffice for now. Not all sports poker varieties use decks of cards. Here's an example. You draft a fantasy team, like for FanDuel's daily fantasy football, and then instead of twiddling your thumbs all day, waiting to see how many points your team accumulates, you play a kind of sports poker. The team you draft is the hand you play. This is draft poker. Draft poker is not as intense as the football poker games because the hands literally take all day. With draft poker, you can go about your normal day while you play, as long as you have your phone on you. The pace of football poker is about like Texas Hold'em. There's never been a poker game like draft poker with hands that take all day. Here's another example of a sports poker variety without cards. Instead of filling out a bracket for March Madness and then twiddling your thumbs until the tournament is done, you play poker. Your bracket is your hand. This is bracket poker. Bracket poker can also be restricted to parts of a tournament, so for example, there can be a hand for just the Final Four, but even that takes a whole weekend. The sports poker varieties that use special decks of cards are great, and that's how we will start. But draft poker and bracket poker reveal one of the coolest things about the sports poker concept. In these games, you choose your own hand. It isn't dealt to you. Think about that for a minute. How can you pick your own hands in a poker game without ruining it? It's because in sports poker, you don't know for sure what the best hand will be when the round starts. In traditional poker, the same hands are always best. Imagine what would happen if you could pick your own hand in traditional poker.
I've got 5 aces. What have you got, sir?
I've got 6 aces, sir.
We are hoping you join us on our journey by purchasing decks of cards from our website and signing up for our newsletter, or even better, help us by participating in our upcoming Kickstarter campaign.